Welcome back. We are here again with the BridgeSimton Regency Challenge, and we are here with the royal family for our first rotation, and we're just getting set up by making sure the lifespan and the seasons and everything is all set up. We have no limit on the amount of money they're allowed to have, so I'm just going to give them 500,000. I think that that'll be a good amount to start with. Hopefully we can make lots of money, and we are going to join the um, royalty career, monarchy career, and I'm just going to put her up to queen because that's what she is. Technically, so if you didn't watch the setup, that's totally fine. We're doing this challenge. It's a Regency like romance challenge where you get ready for marriage and then have families, and we do the whole debut and social season thing. So this is just me like kind of setting up the first family. But the important thing here is that the royal family, the king has just passed. So you can see in Horatia's moodlets that she is still sad from her husband passing, and she does have a moodlet that says that she is in mourning as a widow, and that, you know, there's just like a period of that. And so he has just died, the king, and her son is going to inherit that crown. I'm also going to set up some of their servants with some of the other Sims that we have made over the course of this, the setup that you can check that video. But we need a maid, a nanny. We don't really need a gardener because we don't have a garden. Um, but I'm also going to hire a butler because those other Sims aren't going to be here all the time. I mean, we can kind of get them to be here, but I think it'll be nice to just have a butler in the background as well for while we're doing storyline things with some of the other Sims. So I'm just looking for those Sims to put them into their roles. And so basically, the king has just died, and now Arthur is inheriting the crown. So he hasn't had his coronation yet. We're going to have that this week. And his mom is the Dowager Queen now that her husband has passed, but she is doing a lot of the work for the monarch because he's just a teenager. Like, he's a fresh teenager and he hasn't even debuted in society. He hasn't. In the rules section, you'll see that there's a list of skills and things that you have to do before you debut. So he has not done those yet. And because of that, um, his mom is still very much involved in the running of the country until he is older, maybe until he's an adult. So, since he's still just a teen, he is dipping his toe into that kind of stuff, but it's not, um, it's not a full responsibility for him. So, anyway, we are inviting over the Duke as well. We are going to use the royalty mod in order to give him his noble title. So, Duke Francis Templeton is now getting a noble title. There's that. And we're also going to have to give noble titles to all of the girls. I think you can only invite people to debut who have noble titles. And it's kind of difficult with this first generation because, we just set up. And because of that, nobody has inherited anything yet. So just because I made the dad a noble doesn't mean that his kids that already exist got a title as well. So anyway, another thing that I'm doing is for the parents, I am going to increase their skills because, presumably Horatia had done all of her things that she needed to do to debut in society when she did debut very long time ago. So she already has these skills and she is ready to teach them to her son. And here is the castle. I just wanted to give you a quick look around. I built it. You can see here's the ballroom, and then there's like a little sitting area with bathrooms and like a billiards room, and their sitting room, music room, dining room, kitchen. I've only furnished 2 of the bedrooms in this house. It has that pink one over there, and then another 4 more suites upstairs, and then there's another floor that is empty, so we have plenty of room for expansion if we need to. And I am just going to get that butler going. You can see the servants' quarters over there on the side. But yeah, so I have done all of the builds that you'll be seeing in my, my game. They're not amazing, but they are on my EA account if you want to download them. I was just looking for something that would work perfectly. But anyway, let's now roll for drama. So we rolled for family and we rolled a 1, have a baby. Oh no. Okay. So we have the drama for this rotation is to have a baby. If you're not familiar with the rules, each rotation we will be rolling for a drama um, event. And so someone's going to have a baby. And since I gave the king the reformed rake aspiration, I figure that it'll probably be him. So, um, as of right now, there's no drama for Lady Whistledown to tell us about, but that's okay. So we also have the list of skills that he needs to get up. So he's playing chess with his mom because he needs to get to logic level 5, and she is very invested in his future. So I'm going to explain a little more about these Sims to you. Queen, Dowager Queen, Horatia, she is mourning her husband, obviously, but her main focus is her son, is helping her son become a good king like his father, is helping him, get into that role and making sure he has everything he needs to do that. And um, definitely he needs to get all of his skills up and do well in school and find a wife. It's very important to her to make sure that her son is set up for success, and she wants him to. You do not have to do the dishes. Oh, she's sad. But yes, so she wants her son to be able to become a good king, and she is very focused on him and making sure he's ready and getting him a wife because he needs one. So, um, here we are at the brothel. You'll see he has a reformed rake aspiration. So he's a teenager. He is like not really interested in as much of the responsibility as, his mother would hope for. We're going to have the ladies come and make him a drink, come here, have a little something, something. So for the reformed rake aspiration, you need to perform 15 flirty interactions and have a romantic relationship with 5 Sims at once. So that's a lot. We are going to start with Angel here. And um, yeah, so he is very, ooh, he thinks she's weird. But he is very much not interested in, maybe he's acting out a little bit because his father just died, but um, he is definitely, trying to get a little something, something. And that'll be good because will you get out? I don't need a scandal. I mean, I'm sure that everybody here is good at not spilling their secrets of their clients. But anyway, so he is here and just kind of flirting with her. And we are going to get all of these romantic relationships going. So basically, he is not interested in settling down yet. He is still young. He hasn't really found a lot of time to just kind of explore things and come into himself. And he is just, kind of loving that everybody is so into him because he's the king and ladies are just falling at his feet. So he is really excited about that. And then I remember that I actually can't have him try for a baby with anyone in this household because there are 8 Sims in this household. But that's okay. He does have one person now that he is in a romantic relationship with, so maybe we'll have him have a baby with like the maid or something. We'll see. If you watch my setup video, the maid is interested in getting, some pampering. She wants a wealthy man to kind of take her under his wing. We'll see if that ends up being the prince or the king. Oh my gosh, I'm going to mess that up all the time. The king. So we are going to try and mess around with Angel here. Is it working? Anyway, I guess he's going home. That's fine. We have to get 5 Sims, and we only have 1 so far, so I think we're in okay shape. Since this is also the first, like, I'm playing with a fresh save with new Sims, so you'll see me have to edit the settings every once in a while when stuff comes up. Like, for example, they obviously should be able to have no strings attached, woohoo, because it's a brothel. So that is something that we did there. She's going to bed. She has a desire for excitement. Okay. Poor Horatia. She's like, my kid was out all night. She stayed up as late as she could waiting for him. Uh, anyway, Butler, it is morning. Also, I'd really like him to be able to graduate early from school so that he can stay home, but we'll see what happens there. He doesn't even have homework in his inventory for some reason. I don't know what's going on exactly, but he's not doing great at school. So that's fine. Let's go and play some more chess. We have a lot of skills we have to get up in order to be able to go out into society. So I think that what I'm going to do for the club situation, I'm just making her younger because, I mean, I don't want her to die very quickly. So what I'm thinking about for the club situation is we'll have a upper class and lower class club. There are club lists on the rules document, so you can check those out for more detailed information. But then we're going to have a ladies and gentlemen club. So any lady can be in the ladies club, but she cannot join the upper class club until she has debuted. So that is how that's going to work because you can't be around the opposite sex until until you've debuted. So okay, no, you're our butler. You're already staying here. I don't know why you want to come over. So there's that. Oh, she's still so sad. Also, she's overheating. Okay, so let's just put her in her hot weather outfit and we'll have her work on her charisma because technically for her job there in the monarchy, it wants her to get to charisma level 10. He got high at school. That's just great. He is really acting out, this kid. Okay, he is enraged. Okay. Yeah, I see your face like walking like that. Anyway, oh my gosh, and his eyes are red. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Okay, plead for his life. No. Okay, great. Great, great. This is going perfectly. This is exactly how I wanted this to go. This is exactly what I needed in my life. Um, oh my gosh. First off, usually I play with emotional deaths off, which is where I'm trying to find this setting right now, even though I can't. Okay, he cannot die, and that is because I'm unprepared for him to die. I think that if we had more Sims, I would be okay with him dying like that. But because he doesn't have a brother and there's no one else of royal blood in this save file, like Horatia married into the family. Even if she had another child, it wouldn't be like in line for being the king. So because I don't have any Sims to replace him as king, it's not happening. We're not doing this. I'm turning emotional deaths off and we're not playing this game. I obviously cannot take care of my Sims. I am a disaster. Pretend that didn't happen. He got so you know what? He he's having a tough time. His father just died. It's not easy for him. So don't eat that. It is spoiled. Um, he's just having a tough time, and so he's you know flirting with the butler. Anyway, oh gosh. How does this happen to me? Okay, so also for the videos, I'm thinking that we'll do one rotation per video. I was originally planning to um, do the first rotation to get everyone ready for debut and then have the second rotation be the debut, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that because it's already Wednesday and um, he's a D student and he doesn't have any of the things he needs in order to debut. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it done in time for one sim week. So I don't know who that sim is, so we're not going to worry about it. Um, but yes, so I think it's going to take two rotations to get everyone ready for the marriage market, which is fine. I mean, obviously, there's going to be gameplay around that. Like, it's not going to be, because once everybody gets married and stuff, we'll all be having them have children. And oh my gosh. Okay, so she's had her midlife crisis. It's the first time I've actually had a midlife crisis in the game. Um, so she has a midlife crisis. And wow. So her midlife crisis, she wants to socialize with family 25 times, try for a baby 3 times. she could be the one to have our baby from our drama role. It could be her, but she's the queen, so she would never have a baby out of wedlock. So the only other like high ranking single person is Duke Templeton, who does not have his wife is, I don't know where she is. I haven't thought that far ahead. She's probably dead. So maybe we will. She wants to get remarried too. You haven't even, her mourning period is not even over. But yes, so here it is. Duke Templeton just getting a little something going with him, I guess. You know, they should be close. He's also the royal advisor, so they probably are actually closer. Like they spend a lot of time together because he's the royal advisor. No, she's the royal advisor. I'm sorry. I messed that up. He's the only noble family, so they're probably close. I actually did make her the royal advisor because she's advising her son, the king. Yes, okay. I messed that up for a second. But anyway, so, whew, yes. Oh, she likes affection. How sweet. Okay, well, they're just kind of, maybe something's a brewing here. And obviously, there are not as many rules for older, already married Sims. If she was a young, pre-debuted or post-debuted but pre-married woman, she would not be allowed alone with a man. But since she's, older and already had been married and all that jazz, so um, let's invite over the maid. Let's do that and see if we can't get a flirtation going between the king and the maid. Again, I honestly, I want to get all of his um, serial romantic stuff out of the way right now. So let's do that. Because I just want to work on his aspiration and his skills, and there's so much to do in so little time. I really thought that a week was going to be plenty of time to do things, but it's just not. It's just not. So let's go play chess. She did not like that. She did not like his flirty interaction, which I'm surprised about because I feel like she would. But maybe she's okay. Here's what she's thinking: that he's a rake. He's known for going to brothels and stuff. She's not going to be special to him. She wants to be special to a wealthy man so that he like gives her a lot of money and all that stuff. But but she would not be special to him because he just does everyone. So um, that is why she is rejecting his advances. So yeah, um, it's not going to work with the maid. So we're back at the brothel. More Sims that are not mine are having babies. I'm gonna have to go into the manage households thing in order to be able to delete all of the extra households. I forgot to do that. They keep getting generated. So anyway, we are here, and here is another woman of the night. um, Her name is Charity. I thought I was being funny. I named all of the brothel ladies like Charity, Modesty, Angel. I thought I was being funny. Um, anyway, so they are getting a flirtation going. All right, we're already at 3 out of 5. Excellent. Um, and let's. Will you have a baby with me, Angel? You're the one. No, but I think that in real life, obviously, they wouldn't be having a baby on purpose. Let's see. She is pregnant with a boy. Ooh, okay. So now he can die because we could always have his illegitimate child somehow ascend the throne because that would be the only person available. But up until now, he wasn't allowed to die. This is going to be a long video. I'm already tired. Anyway, that is fine. So we are just, again, getting ready with mom. She wants to talk to her family 25 times. So let's do that and have them be just chatting. And I'm working on his skills. He did get to logic level 5. So let's have him practice the violin now in the music room. So he's really bad at it. And we are going, yeah, look at his face. He's like, ooh. So yes, we need to also get to violin level 5. So there's that. Um, just seeing what's going on with mom while he's at, where is he? school. So she is actually going to go out for tea with Duke Francis. Now, I did not set up everyone in all the clubs before this, and I kind of regret that, but that's okay. So for the next video, I will have added everyone to every club so that she could go to the tea house and then just invite over all the ladies and they could all have tea together instead of me having to figure out how to get her to know everyone in order to invite them out. But anyway, look, there's Margaret. If you didn't watch the setup video, Margaret is, oh my gosh, they don't like each other. Margaret is, what is she? I think she's like an upper middle class family, something like that. She's not aristocratic. So Margaret is a former opera star who married a wealthy man and they have a daughter together. And she is so self absorbed and I just love her so much. She's like delusional and her husband loves her so much. He just gives her the world. And I just love that family. I can't wait to play with them with you. But we are going um, in order of status for mine. You can always do the randomize rolls for each, um, for which households in which order you're going to do. But since I just wanted to do it in order of status, and the reason that I'm doing that is because when we get to the marriage situation, I think that, for example, like the king is going to be able to pick his bride first. Like he should be able to propose to a wife before any other man. Like it should be that, first pick. First pick should be the higher status person because obviously everyone wants to marry someone with a higher status. So that's why I'm doing it in this direction so that we can see who he wants to be with so that he can get first pick. But anyway, let's get a portrait going for him because we don't have one and we don't have any portraits in this house. So I'm going to make our butler able to paint. Let's do this. And there he is. I don't know why you're such a sourpuss. I chose neutral. Why does he look like a sourpuss? Okay, so we are going to do that. You don't have to do that anymore. And now go back to playing the violin. We're just checking the skills that we need, and she is painting this portrait. There it is. Oh, he looks good. Yeah, Mom, go check out the portrait. It'll be so nice. Um, okay, so we're going to give that to the the queen, dowager queen. Here you go. All yours. I'll just put this over here. We're going to be putting up a lot of portraits. Maybe I'll make it so that for the wealthy people anyway, we'll do one portrait per rotation at least. So he is working on that and she's working on her charisma. So everyone is skill building. That is really important. But also very important is I want him to work on his aspiration. It is getting late though. But let's go back to the brothel and see if we can't get through this section. Really want to be able to do most of his philandering in this part, and it's just time is moving so quickly. I mean, it's not, but it is. Like obviously this is taking a long time, but at the same time we have so much to do that getting it done in a week is just a lot. It's just a lot. So we are going to see if we can't get another romantic relationship. And he is getting crushes on them, which is, you know, it's fine. I mean, a young man, an experienced woman showing him things. Oh gosh. Anyway, I forgot to put flooring in some of these rooms. Okay, I have to lock the doors on them because the other people will walk into the room. And I'm like, no, 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 you can't. So that's fine. Anyway, let's go. We need one more. One more. Oh gosh. Oh, look, they like each other. I like the first impressions mod. Honestly, this is the first time I've been using it with testing this challenge and this challenge. So, I like it. I feel like it really kind of helps with that storytelling, especially when we go into actual marriage stuff is that I feel like um, we'll be able to see, like, he'll meet all the debutantes and then be like, "Oh, I like her, I don't like her," and we'll see, who his heart leads him to. Oh, I'm so excited. It'll be great. The mailbox is right inside the door. I'm a disaster. It's fine. Okay, let's start kissing ladies because I need 5 kisses. Just 5. Honestly, since even though they changed the like social pie menu to make more sense, it also like is hard to find things that I know are there. I'm like, okay, well, is this under this category? Especially like when you think about for mods, like where would this thing be under? You gotta think about it. Okay, so could you study hard? He's a D student. It's Friday. He's been to going to school all week and is still a D student. And I've been having him study hard. And it's just, oh my gosh, this kid is having such a hard time getting his act together. I mean, I understand. I'm having a hard time getting your act together. So that's fine. Everything is fine. Oh gosh. Okay, so here are the skills again: music, painting, all of that. We also need to have him do some reading, but we'll get back to that. That's the easy part. Like having him read a book is not a big deal. So let's. We don't have any fines to pay. I was just clicking on it, but let's buy an estate. So we are kind of hemorrhaging money because she is not making that much money as a queen. She's making like 1,000-ish simoleons a day. So what we can do is if we get one of these estates, we can then improve the estate and then the estate will start bringing in money if we lease the land and all of that stuff. And so that is good. That'll be good for us. So, oh, he has a crush on her. I think she quit being our butler. Like she quit being our butler. Oh man. Okay. So I need to woohoo in 3 locations. We have done so now in 2 locations, even though she didn't, we didn't actually seal the deal there. But let's go somewhere else and we'll go to the Gentlemen's Club and, or like the Hunting Lodge or whatever this is. I don't know. It's a place for men. So we are going to come here and see if we can't get our last woohoo in. Okay, the Duke was standing right there. We might end up in the gossip papers. But yes, so let's get a woohoo bush. Stop looking at us, Duke. Stop it. Okay, so we now need to argue with our romantic interest and have a hurt sentiment with them. So let's just say that she is like, "Oh, well, the Duke just saw us. Maybe, you'll have to take responsibility for that." And he's like, "No, I won't." And of course, the Duke would never tattle on him, especially since he's getting a little something something with his mom right now. But he is going to be really angry with her, and he's like, "Are you trying to expose this?" And all of that kind of stuff. And so they're getting in an argument because she's like, "I'll tell everyone that you come to the brothel all the time, and it won't just be a rumor anymore. Like it'll hurt your reputation." And so they are going to start arguing because she is trying to get a little more than he is willing to give, and he thinks she's. Is that like erratic? The erratic picture? Anyway, so now they have some angry sentiments towards each other. And for some reason, even though they've been arguing for like a really long time, it only says they've argued twice, which feels like a glitch to me. I might cheat that because they just had a really big argument where they argued like 20 times. So that is fine. Anyway, so she is really angry and he's really angry and he's like, "Are you kidding me? You're trying to like blackmail me or extort me or whatever." Um, Not it. So he has decided with this problem, he's going to go play the violin. But since all of this arguing and this like potential scandal and potentially ruining his reign before he even has his coronation, and he's just like so done with it. He's like, "You know what? I can't keep going like this. Like it's not working." And he is going to think to himself, "You know what? I am going to stop going there. I can't take the risk. I can't, take the hit. I want to be a beloved monarch like my father and just all of that stuff. So he is going to try and reform himself and henceforth focus on his skills. So he just got to violin level 5, which is exactly what he needed there. And we are going to plan a social event. Oh, she just wants some happiness in her life. Um, so we are going to have a royal audience, and I'm going to invite some concerned citizens. I'm just looking at their last names, and I am just clicking on some people who are in the upper class. The lower class people aren't going to come here and be able to talk to the king. So we'll invite them. And actually, it's funny because I didn't realize that the lady that we just were fighting with has the same last name as one of the upper class families. So I accidentally invited her over. So there's him and his mom. Unfortunately, the people just come and hang out at your house. You have to go like find them and then ask them to air their grievances. So we're going to talk to, oh my gosh, I cannot believe she's here. So let's just say that she showed up when it was like open to the quote unquote public. And she just showed up and she knocked over a trash can. Anyway, so let's go talk to this guy. And he wants to become a noble. And he's like, look, my wife would really appreciate it. His wife is Margaret, remember? So he's like, my wife really wants to be like a noble woman and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay. So he just kind of like placates him, like, we'll see, we'll see. Um, and then he's going to come in here and, okay, so he sees that other people are seeing her here and she's making like snide comments to him in front of other people, being like, oh, like, implying that they're in like they did have a relationship. And so he's like, hey, you got to cut this out. Like, you're going to ruin my reputation. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to ruin your reputation. So she is really on the offensive. And so he has her executed for insulting the king. So we have now executed her. In private, of course, we don't want everybody to know, but he, as the king, has used his chances to, you know, execute the person that was bothering him. Is that an abuse of power? Absolutely. Do I love it? Yes. Okay, so he is now working on painting. Um, we are actually going to have the queen, the Dowager Queen, call over the Duke and say, look, I need to focus on my son. He's obviously having a hard time. There is like a lot going on. Like, she's not blind. She sees that he's a total mess, and she saw that woman come into their house, and she knows that she was executed. And so she's just kind of like, look, I need to focus on my son. We need to cool off our romantic relationship. I have to get him married before I can even think about remarrying myself. So that is what they're doing. They're cooling off their romantic relationship, her and the Duke, and they are just going to be friends for right now. Maybe in the future they could have something, but for right now, she is really needing to focus more on her son. It is the last day of this rotation, and what I'm thinking is that we are now in the part of the reformed rake aspiration where he actually does want to, settle down. So what I'm thinking is that he is totally done with all that stuff. He realizes that it was a huge mistake and he feels really embarrassed and he really hopes that it doesn't come back to haunt him. The illegitimate child. Uh, and so he is worried about that and basically is basically told his mother, look, I'm ready to settle down. Let's do this. So I think in the next rotation with this family, we are going to really focus on getting all of his skills up so that he can then debut in the third rotation. So that's kind of hard. I really thought we were going to get more done. I mean, we did get a lot done, but let's end this rotation on his coronation. And we're going to invite all of the nobility and the upper class people. And it's just basically, you know, we need to focus on becoming a good king and all of that. So that is what we're going to focus on in the next rotation for them, is that he is ready to start working hard, doing well in school, um, all of that stuff. So I realize now that his charisma is not high enough for him to make a speech. So she's going to have to make a speech on his behalf. So we'll have the Dowager Queen be making a speech. Oh, my son, he's going to blah, 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 blah. He's great. And anyway, so she is going to um, give this speech for him. Here we go. I think sometimes it's hard when you have such a big lot because all of the Sims are not coming here. So that'll be good when I finish getting all the clubs set up so that we can, you know, actually use the club to bring people there so that they are not just wandering around the castle. So that'll be good. This was, again, our first rotation is kind of like trial and error here, right? We're doing our best to um, figure out how to actually play this challenge. I know I say that as if I wasn't one of the testers for this challenge, but I was like speed running a test case for this. So, you know, we are just really figuring out the little details now. So that's really fun too. And I hope that me playing this also helps you figure out exactly what you need to avoid or do in order to um, play this yourself. And I really hope that you all do play this yourself because it's a super fun challenge. And I mean, honestly, the best part is the marriage season. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's probably going to be a little while. Maybe I'll skip some families. I don't know. Because I definitely want to get to that as soon as possible. But, um, you know, I think that it's good. It's going to be good, and we're going to have plenty of gameplay and plenty of drama, and I'm going to love every second of it. So I hope that you're excited about this because I'm excited too, and we will be able to all play together. And I hope that you let me know if you're going to play this challenge and if you like it. So this is definitely going to be fun for us. So the last thing I'm going to do in this household before we leave the household is get a portrait of mom and son. I think that that'll be really nice. Our new butler also needs to get a high painting skill. So we are going to, why do they look so angry? They all look so angry in their portraits. Um, so yeah, we are doing this portrait. And then we will switch over to Duke Templeton's household in the next one. I'll be uploading every Saturday. That's the plan because obviously my Ultimate Decades Challenge is still Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So every Saturday we're just going to have a little something special in this. So I'm really excited about that. And then I don't know yet what I'm going to do when I catch up on Ultimate Decades Challenge. As you've probably noticed, I have played really far ahead. Like I have not played with infants in my Ultimate Decades Challenge yet. So I'm going to let those videos go live before I, um, go back to that. So this is what I'll be playing in the meantime because I just can't stop playing the game. I want to play and I'm really excited about this and I love Bridgerton. So I hope you're excited and I will catch you in the next one.